It lives 50 feet beneath the city. It's 36 feet long. It weighs 2,000 pounds. And it's about to break out. It's Alligator, the 1980 sci-fi monster movie directed by Louis Teague and featuring the titular reptile in giant form. I'm your host Zach, and welcome to another episode of Pajama Theater. Today, we're checking out Scream Factory's 2022 4K UHD release of Alligator and everything it includes. I'm a sucker for nature horror monster movie madness, and can't wait to jump into this cult classic. We've got a physical copy to unbox, but before we get to it, let's talk a bit about the film itself. Our story opens with a gator festival in Florida, where a young girl gets a baby alligator as a pet before returning home to the city. Her father, in turn, flushes the critter down the toilet in retaliation. From there, we jump 12 years into the future to join our lead character and police detective, David, played by Robert Forster. It seems pet dogs have been disappearing in the area recently, and David is on the lookout for any sort of suspicious behavior. It turns out, a local lab and research facility has been stealing dogs for genetic testing purposes. They of course dump the resulting illicit waste down in the sewers to avoid being found out, and lo and behold, the constant feed of bodily remains provides a source of nutrition for what is eventually revealed as our titular monster. When human remains start washing up as well, David is finally pressed enough to investigate further, taking his search to the sewers directly. They discover an absolute monster of an alligator living below, and from here on out, it's an absolute blast of a nature horror creature feature. So Detective David must team up with herpetologist and love interest Marissa, played by Robin Riker, as well as his boss and the chief of police, played by Michael Gazzo. The enormous reptilian monster defies all logic, and the trio must do what they can to capture the beast and save the city. Of course, the longer they struggle, the bigger it gets, until it's so mutantly massive that it bursts up from the ground below out to the streets, where it begins its terror on the public of New York City. On the flip side, we have the folks that work at the research lab desperately trying to cover their tracks, even hiring a big game bounty hunter to track and kill the gator. Overall, Alligator was a lot of fun. I'm always down for a good animal monster movie, and this one doesn't disappoint. The story is well paced, and the characters are both interesting and entertaining. Forster and Riker are a great rom-com duo, keeping the dialogue and story engaging in between the monster scenes. The special effects and overall depiction of the giant gator is awesome as well, delivering on all fronts. The alligator mayhem includes classic horror suspense, monster movie set destruction, and chaotic kill scenes soaked in blood and gore. For any creature feature fans, Alligator is one release that won't disappoint, and if you're already a fan of the film, then Scream Factory's new release is definitely one to check out. The film is presented with a new 4K scan, and packed with a great-looking collection of brand new supplements as well. So without further ado, let's go take a look at our physical release. Here we are with Scream Factory's Collector's Edition release of Alligator. It comes in their standard style slipcover, featuring newly commissioned artwork from Joel Robinson on the front, with all of the release information printed on the back. Underneath, we have our standard black UHD Blu-ray case with matching sleeve. If we open it up, we're treated to 3 discs in total: a 4K UHD disc featuring the theatrical cut of the film, a standard Blu-ray disc also with the theatrical cut alongside all of the bonus features, and another standard Blu-ray containing the television cut newly scanned as well. Discs aside, we can also note that the sleeve for our case is indeed reversible, featuring the original poster work for the film on the opposing side. With that, however, we fully unbox our copy of Alligator. Scream Factory brings us the film alongside a fantastic looking slew of supplements, so let's head on over and check out what all is included on the discs. Alligator is presented here with 2 different cuts of the film across 2 different home video options. We get the theatrical cut of the film, newly scanned in 4K from the original negative, presented here on both a 4K UHD disc and a standard Blu-ray disc. On top of that, we also have the television cut of the film, presented here on a standard Blu-ray disc as well, with a runtime that's actually 8 minutes longer than the theatrical cut, including some additional scenes that are watchable on their own from the theatrical cut disc. Alongside the film itself, we also get an archival commentary track featuring director Louis Teague and actor Robert Forster, as well as moderator Del Howison, writer of the book Dark Delicacies. It's always great to have a director or an actor present for the track, and this one delightfully has both. Unfortunately, Robert Forster passed away in 2019, so this is our only real supplement featuring him, making for a bittersweet listen. Regardless, our three hosts bring a lot to the table for this track. Teague and Forster have plenty of behind-the-scenes info to share, and Howison makes for a great moderator, stoking the conversation, but allowing the two guests to reminisce. Check it out if you're a fan of the film and want to change it up on the rewatch. With the feature presentation aside, we have a great-looking collection of video supplements to watch as well, including an assortment of interviews, new and old, as well as all sorts of trailers, ads, and more. Starting out with our interviews, we have 5 brand new recordings and 1 archival. These interviews feature various cast and crew, including actress Robin Riker, director Louis Teague, screenwriter John Sayles, who appears in both a new video and the archival one, special makeup effects artist Robert Short, and finally, production assistant and now well-known celebrity in general, Bryan Cranston. Running at over 90 minutes altogether, these interviews provide a great insight into Alligator alongside those that got to work on the film. It's great to hear so many perspectives, noting just how passionate everybody is about the movie, overall making for a fantastic series of watches. With the hefty pile of interviews aside, we can check out the more standard fare of quick extras. We get an assortment of video ads for Alligator, including a teaser trailer, a theatrical trailer, and a collection of 4 TV spots. In addition, there's also a short clip from the show, Trailers from Hell, in which filmmaker Karin Kusama introduces Alligator while watching the film's trailer. The cherry on top of all this trailer goodness is an additional 5th TV ad featuring an Alligator-themed kids game. Such a strange but entertaining curio, and I love the nostalgia of watching old and classic commercials. Speaking of TV, we also get a compilation video containing the additional scenes used in the television cut of the film. So if you don't want to rewatch the film on disc 3, you can always just watch the bonus to see the add-on scenes. With 8 minutes of extra footage, the TV cut additions are not really essential in my opinion. For the most part, it's either new scenes that feel like padding, or extra dialogue in existing scenes that, once again, only seem to pad the runtime a bit. Nothing to make me pick the TV cut over the theatrical cut, but it's always nice to have both options. Finally, we can round out Scream Factory's release of Alligator with 2 image galleries. The first features a collection of newsprint ads from the film's original release, and the second features a humongous compilation of stills, photos, promotional materials, and more, totaling at nearly 300 images altogether. Sometimes these galleries can feel thrown together, but wow, did Scream Factory go all out in retrieving as much material as possible, and it's great. With that, however, we've completed our review of Alligator and Scream Factory's 4K Blu-ray release of the film. I had a blast with this dose of creature feature fun, and will certainly be returning in the future for those rewatches. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the movie, or what you would like to see a review of next. For now, thanks so much for joining me here once more on Pajama Theater. Like this video and subscribe to support the channel, and until then, thanks again, take care, and I'll see you next time.